Good morning. This is my third attempt at this video now because somebody has just phoned me. I forgot to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. So Claire is not very happy. It was her partner ringing her, probably to tell her something about folding plastic bags, because that's the kind of thing he phones me for. So I promised you I was going to give you some exercises you can do with weights during pregnancy. Now, you can do, if you're already training in the gym, you can carry on as per usual, providing you've got GP clearance and you're feeling fit and well, and you have no contraindications to prevent you from working out. So no serious issues for you or baby. Okay, so we're going to start off with some leg exercises using a kettlebell. I'm going to give you, I think there's 3 or 4, maybe more exercises to do. So we're going to start off with goblet squat. Now, each trimester you might find you're getting more tired, backache, possibly pelvic girdle pain, and if any of these things start to happen, then you need to regret. You don't need to stop, you need to find what works for you, what's comfortable for you. So lower the weight, increase the reps if you can, or increase the weight and lower the reps. So I normally do 3 sets of 10 to 12. As you go through pregnancy, you might find you can only manage 2 sets of 8, 2 sets of 10, but do whatever you feel comfortable doing. Just to make sure that your form is good, and also, as I said before in my other videos, when you're performing any exercises where you're lifting something that's weighted, or even if you're bending down to pick something off the floor, make sure you take a nice deep breath in, fill your lungs, and as you're lifting the weight, deep breath out, because you don't want to put any pressure through your abdominals or your pelvic floor. Try and lift your pelvic floor on the out breath as you lift the weight. It'll just prevent any extra pressure going through. So for squats, and I'm sure a lot of you know how to do squats, but feet shoulder width apart, make sure your feet are firmly planted on the ground, and you just go down as if you're going into a seated position. Go as low as you find comfortable and come back up. Nicely slow and controlled movement. Okay. Chest forwards, shoulders back as well, and make sure you breathe and obviously activate your core as you're doing it, so putting your belly button into your spine. Don't ever hold your breath. As I said, the first trimester, whether you're a newbie to exercise or you're already working out in the gym, nothing should really change unless obviously you're feeling very unwell, or you've had contraindications and your GP has said you shouldn't exercise. So you should be okay. So anything you're doing beforehand, you can carry on doing. You don't have to change anything unless you have pain. So we're going to start off with what we call a goblet squat. Now I've got an 8 kilo kettlebell, but you can use dumbbells, you can use a bottle of water, anything that's slightly, a bag of flour if you haven't got any weights, anything that's slightly weighted. You don't have to go mad, you don't have to go really heavy, it's just to give a bit of resistance to the squat. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a nice deep breath in, breathe out, squat down as if you're going into a seated position. Breathe out on the way back up. Okay, so that's a goblet squat. You can do that body weighted, you don't have to do it with a weight. To learn good technique for squats, you could use a bench or a seat, so that you know that you're in the right position, and you literally go down into a squat, gently touch your bottom onto the seat. This is working your hamstrings, your quads, your glutes, and obviously your abdominals as well if you're activating them properly. The next exercise is a kettlebell swing. Now a lot of people get this movement wrong because they end up using their arms thinking it's an arm exercise when it's actually a glute and leg exercise. So you open your legs with your toes pointed out slightly. Obviously if you need to, you can bring your legs a little bit closer together, but don't forget you've got to swing this between your legs. And the way that we do this is we go up, we power up using the glutes, and you're literally holding on to the weight. So you're literally thrusting up with your bottom and your glutes and your arms are just holding the weight. So they're not really, although they are being used because you're holding a heavy weight or a weight, the activation is mainly through the glutes. So you can do it fast, you can do it slower, you can go down a bit lower. Obviously just be aware of your back because it can aggravate your back if you're not doing it correctly or if the weight's too heavy, so regress it if it's too heavy. The other exercise we can do, using, you could use dumbbells for this, or you could use a kettlebell, is you can have your feet either narrow or wider, shoulder width apart, shoulders back, chest forwards, and come up to about shoulder height. This is called an upright row, and this is going to work your arms. Remember, breathe out as you lift the weight up, activate your core, slight bend in your knees, and head forward, facing forwards. And bend down to put the weight down. Okay, what else have we got? We have got a sumo squat. So, legs wider than shoulder width apart, toes pointing slightly out, pick the weight up. Remember, chest forward, shoulders back, activate your core, go down, breathe out. Good glute exercise, quad exercise and glute exercise. Okay, don't forget you can regress and regress any of these exercises to make it easier for you as you go on. We've also got an upright row. An upright row. No, we haven't. We have got a one arm row, and this is for your back. Now what you need to do is lean on something like a chair, or if you have a bench, and then we literally, I'm going to go down on the floor to do this, but you can do it on the floor, and I'm just thinking which leg goes there. It is easier if you're on a bench, so literally the weight, whether it's a dumbbell or a kettlebell, and you just pull up to there, like so. I'm not quite getting the full range of movement there because I'm too low to the floor. I need to be on a bench to do that movement. Then we have the bridge. So you can do a bridge with this exercise, with this using a, move the camera down so you can see a bit more. It's just gone all over the place. Okay. If it's more comfortable, you can use, I mean I've got a sandbag here, but I'm going to use a kettlebell. Now obviously you don't want to place it on the bump, and at this point you're probably quite big, so what you could do is just place it on the top of your thighs. So your legs are bent 90 degrees, you're laying, this exercise is fine when you're in the first trimester, but you might find, because you do sometimes feel quite dizzy and sick if you lay flat on your back, and it's not really advised past the first trimester, or past 20 weeks I think it is. So hip thrusts or glute bridge, one. At the top of the lift, when you're breathing out, you want to engage your glutes and try and pull your belly button into your spine, remembering to breathe. Obviously this might be painful because it's kind of the position that the weight is on, so you might want to put a cushion underneath it to support the weight so it's not actually on your pelvic girdle or your pubic bone. The next exercise we have is with two of these. I'm going to get the lighter ones now. Ooh. Okay, here we are. So you can do this with one weight, you don't have to use two. We're going to do a deadlift. So you basically chest forward, feet shoulder width apart, chest forwards, shoulders back, and then you're literally sliding, keeping your back nice and straight to a comfortable point. You should feel a stretch down the hamstrings, the back of your legs, keeping them as close to your legs as you can. Down, breathe in, breathe out. Now you can obviously do this with one. So again, if you notice my back, I'm not arched over and I'm not overextending it. I'm trying to keep a nice flat back by sticking my bottom out and going down as far as is comfortable, and you'll feel that in your glutes and your hamstrings. So there's just a few ideas, but don't forget you can regress or progress any of these exercises. Just make sure you have clearance from your GP and that you are not overdoing it. So your RPE, your rate of perceived exertion, you should be able to hold a conversation while you're doing any of these exercises and anything else you're doing at home or in the gym. Stay safe. If you've got any questions, I will answer them if you just want to message me. Take care. Bye.